It's the Pesto Pod, the Pesto Pod, the Pesto Pod.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Pesto Pod. My name is Julia Leahy. You might know me on TikTok as More Pesto, Please. Today, I am joined with the talented, the funny, the gay. Oh, Vin Ward, everybody. Woohoo!
Yes, I'm all three. I am definitely two of those things.
Okay.
Gay, talented, funny. Wait.
That's all three,
I tried
girl.
to do that thing where I was humble, and I was like,
I've never
but it
heard
didn't
of
work.
her.
Never heard of that one.
Vin, introduce yourself as if you're introducing yourself to my grandma, and she has
Okay.
no idea who you are.
Hey, sister. So I am a writer, comedian, gay guy who lives in Brooklyn, which is kind
Never
of
heard of one of
a really
those.
radical thing for me to do. I moved to New York City 3 years ago.
Okay. From where?
And from Florida.
Oh, my God. Called the authorities.
Yeah, literally called. Well, which is why I brought my friend. I brought my Four Loko friend.
Brought it for local. Made sure it was part of the scenery because
Yeah.
it tied the room together.
It honestly does fit in really well. I think it really pops with the green.
Yeah,
next to
yeah,
it,
yeah.
If I can say
It goes in
something
with
really-
the decor.
Yeah, of course, of course. What would your grandma want to know? Is your grandma into fun facts?
My grandma has no idea what's going on. My grandma would want to know, what kind of content do you create? Who are you?
I've had somebody describe my content as, I think they were describing me actually. It was like someone's Substack where they described me as theatrically emotional. And
That's
I
your
was like,
bio.
Yeah, and so I changed that to my bio on TikTok because like that is first off two really great adjectives.
Yeah, great adjectives. And every time I see you on my For You page, you're crying.
I am crying, which is an
Your eyes are welled.
I work in a fine dining restaurant right now, and
Ooh,
sometimes
fine
it's
dining.
really high. It is like The Bear. Have you seen?
No, but I know all about
So
that.
it is like The Bear sometimes. And ever since I was very, very little, the way my body coped was by producing tears for to any extreme emotion. And it is
Okay.
joy, obviously sadness.
So you're an angry crier.
I'm an angry crier. I actually don't want to know something really weird. Is I don't really get angry. Instead of getting angry, I shut down. And I think that is a more disrespectful way to be angry. Because I feel
This
like
is so deep.
I know. I know.
How do you process?
How do I just think. Could you imagine if I was just like right off the bat? No, but it is a really great thing to cry all the time, but also is sometimes you'll be like serving a table, they're like fine dining ass glass of wine, and I'm explaining the palate, and there is one tear dropping. And I'm just kind of like,
And they're like, sir?
I know. I'm
Are
just
you
like,
okay?
roll with it, diva. Roll with it. Ooh, let's catch it in the glass. So, yeah. Do you cry a lot? Is that a thing for you?
I go in spurts. I hate to be like a woman, but I really do cry when I'm PMSing.
Oh, amazing.
Like you, I know exactly where I am.
And
in my
that
cycle
is
'cause I
valid.
cry. It's
by the
valid.
way.
And it's, by the way, I just want to state, you may hear a little tipper taps, or you might see a little pop of Pandy Girl because I'm dog sitting again, and we have little Pan. I don't know if you can see her. She's a little bit of a very anxious Chihuahua, and she's just here for the ride today.
She's already my best friend. We've
Yeah,
already.
she
gotten
does
along.
love Vin. She
Yeah.
came. She went right up to him and said, "Hey,
I love you, little girl. I
little
love you,
girl, little
queen."
baby girl."
She's looking at me like, please help.
I know she doesn't she look literally love her, but doesn't she look like 11 years old? She's
Yes.
like 2.
She's due. Can I ask her a question?
Please.
Actually, just do you have anything to say, Diva? And thank you for that. And thank you
That's
for that.
really politically charged.
That was really political. What do you think about death?
Yeah. Stop. I think she thinks about it all the time. She's so anxious.
I think that's what. I mean, what else does a dog think about?
I don't. Look at how tiny her cranium is. There's no way there's that many thoughts going around.
All she thinks about. I bet she's thinking about how much she wants to piss right now.
She does. She pisses inside.
Real
Love her
girl. Anyways.
though. No, I love her mom. Her mom is like this really cool like city woman, and she's obsessed with her mom. But then when the mom drops her off, like I'm her person, which is so funny because I'm like she's known me for like literally like a month, but she will follow me into the
I've known
shower
you for like 10 minutes, and you're already my person.
and you want to follow me into the shower.
Yeah, I do want to follow you into the shower. Full homo.
No, if I shower, no, strike that, reverse it. If I shower while she's here, she'll sit in the bathroom and watch me.
Queen. I have
Voyeur.
My cat will actually just sit outside. He will never come in. He'll never come in.
Never cross the threshold.
Never crosses the
That's
threshold.
interesting.
Unless I'm like really taking my time. But like if I use the bathroom and I leave the door open, he'll like sit outside and then
Watch you shit.
No, he doesn't. The door closed.
Oh.
And then the second I open the door, he's like right where the
He's
door
like,
opens.
yes.
He's like, yep.
What were you doing?
He's like, surprise. Still out here. Yeah, he's a crazy little fella.
Whoa.
Whoa.
She's doing crazy things.
Bust it down.
Okay. I like to start the Pesto Pod with something I call the Pestory of the Week.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I share the whackassery as of late in my life. Would you like to have a minute and have me go first, or do you have something on the tip of your tongue?
I don't have anything on the tip of my tongue yet, but there were a few things I was spinning around. But I want you to go first.
You want me to go first?
Yeah.
Okay. I went to DC this weekend to see the Queen Renee Rapp in concert.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. It was such
Snow
a good
Angels,
show.
unreal.
Such a good show.
Unreal.
She's great live.
Ugh.
And it's so weird because I was very anxious before I was like, what if she's not good live? Because that will shatter all my dreams. But she's great because I forgot she's like a theater girly. She's trained. This is what she does.
That's Regina George.
That's Regine.
That is Regine George.
She slayed it. She killed it. And while I was on the train back from DC, I was with my friend Emily on the train, and there was
Okay, brag, friend.
a friend, a companion. There was a man and a woman in front of me. They were not traveling together, and the guy, I heard the whole train ride. The guy was like asking her very personal questions, and they did not know each other. And he was like, "So what brings you to DC?" And she's like, "Oh, my boyfriend's here." And he's like, "How long have you guys been together? Like, do you think he's gonna propose?"
Oh my God.
It was crazy, and I just overheard all of it, and I was like, "Oh." And then fast forward in the train ride, I'm talking to Emily, and I was like, "It's so quiet on here. Like, I feel like we should like everyone turn to your neighbor and like share a fun fact, like as a joke." And he turns around and he goes, "Do you guys want to hear like my fun fact?"
Oh my God, please say you said yes.
No, I didn't.
No.
We were just like, we just laughed it off. But he was so ready. He was waiting for someone to say that the whole train ride.
What do you think his fun
whipped
fact
around.
was?
Probably that he like, I don't know, has a fantasy football league or something.
That's a fun fact. Hey, good for you, fella.
I guess. I'm glad
Good.
he's like getting out there.
Can
He has
you
a
give me an
community.
age range of like girl and then guy?
Girl was a senior in college. I heard her say it.
Okay.
Because he asked, he was like, "What year are you in college?"
Okay,
I was
good
like,
to know. You have a
"Whoa."
great memory.
And he looked, I don't know, maybe my age, a little bit older, like between 22 and 25, I'm going to guess.
Wow.
And he was one of those guys that was not a looker, but just absolutely jacked. So you know that he
would have done it for me.
He gets his anger out in the
Would
gym.
have done it for me.
Okay.
I would have been like, actually, what's your fun fact? My fun
Like,
fact
what's
is
your fun fact?
my fun fact is hi.
Hello, sir.
That is so the reason why I love like public commute.
Public
I
transportation. We almost
public
talked about public transportation.
And it keeps coming back to that.
And always comes back.
I am so in love with. I think the reason why I love New York is because I love people. I love watching people. I love everything.
People
they
watching
do.
is so
People watching.
fun.
And commuting is like, we are so close to so many people all the time that even on my way here, I was like, I feel like I know you. I was looking at that person, the way they're like holding their book and the way they were like, they kept like looking up and like kind of wanting me to look at them while they're looking at their book. I was like, you.
Did you go to college in the city?
No, I
Okay.
went to college in Florida. You went to Fordham, right?
I did.
Yes.
Good mem. How'd you know that?
I feel like we talked about it on FaceTime one time, like literally years ago.
Vin, I've never FaceTimed you.
Are you
I don't know
sure?
where you got that.
I feel like we like called once or twice.
Never.
Or we just had like a really extensive DM conversation on
Maybe
TikTok with
that. But I was
I just everyone's before you just call.
I just call so many people. I'm so
I'm just,
popular.
like,
I talk
really-
to so many people.
so
It's
many
hard
people.
to keep track.
You're like the 17th Julia Pesto I know.
I know, Julia. Parentheses pesto.
Yeah.
What's your pest story? What's up?
Okay, so I have a few things. This is like happened to me 2 or 3 weeks ago, but can I still say it?
Of course.
Because it is like relevant.
They don't
know. They don't know.
They don't know shit.
Today is October 14th.
No, don't.
Oh,
Don't
today
date
is
it.
there's no day. Today hasn't happened yet. So what happened to me was I worked at a very popular cafe for like a very popular, before I got this fine dining job, I worked at a very, very popular cafe.
A cafe that maybe celebrities frequent?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. This has nothing to do with celebrities. Well, nothing to do with celebrities. Even though I did one time, Sarah Bareilles came in, and I don't know whatever, and I always try to do whenever like, you know, because like through like comedy shows and through like working in restaurants in New York, you sometimes meet really like big people.
Yeah, sure.
Like out of nowhere. And I always try to do this thing of like, I don't care if you don't care, you know, even though I clearly always care.
Right.
So when I met Sarah Bareilles, I said, oh my, you know, the woman who made Love Song, she made
Waitress.
Brave, Waitress, she was Into the Woods. I looked her in the eye, my one moment to speak to Sarah Bareilles, and I said, girls, if I've ever changed my life. And she literally went, oh, thank you so much. And the 2 gays, she had a gaggle of gays with her because obviously,
Right.
were like, yes. They were like, actually, yes, it did.
They said, we've been waiting for you.
So I know they were like, they've been waiting for someone to really have that conversation. I'm consistently trying to start a dialogue on Girls Five Eva. It is a pilot. Have you seen?
No. I'm just letting you talk and letting you have this moment, but I have no idea what you're talking
This
about.
isn't even the story that I want to talk about, but I guess this can be it. I have the pilot downloaded on my laptop.
Okay.
It is Sarah Bareilles, Renee Ellis Goldsberry. It is Paula Pell. It is, and they sing one song a show. It's Busy Phillips, who for some reason her name is not pronounced Bussy, but I'm gonna let that slide. Like that's like one of those things you look at it and you're like, okay.
Do you think anyone at Starbucks ever been like, Bussy?
Yes. Yes, because anyone with the fucking brain would be like, it's Bussy. Sorry, that sounds mean. No offense, Bussy. Busy. Oh
my God.
sincerely sorry. I just have a lot to say about Miss Phillips. Anyways, long story short is I'm going to make this so quick. I tried to unionize. I love unionizing. Strive for justice, right? I got fired. Then the owner of the company called me 12 hours later and was like, you are unfired. I'm giving you a paid week and a half off to find another job. And if you don't want to come back, you don't have to come back.
What?
So it was...
What?
What? I guess he was like, you were so wrongfully fired. Please don't sue us. You have a paid week and a half off.
Oh.
So I went
okay.
from...
I was like, what's his incentive for
What
that?
is-
But it's
I
just for
would
you
s-
to not sue.
For me to not sue.
Sure.
But like, imagine, it literally felt like, this is a really dramatic comparison, but it felt like COVID number 2, where my life was so busy, and then all of a sudden I was just kind of
Done.
sitting with my thumb up my ass.
Yeah.
I watched The
What's
Bear
new?
season 2 all in one day. I watched so many stupid horror movies. It was a really cool vacation,
Yeah. Hell yeah. Paid.
and it paid. It
Any
minimum
vacation
wage.
paid is cool.
It was-
Whatever.
What? Yeah, literally whatever. It was like I did nothing and made $400 for it.
Yeah, yeah.
So that was, so really, I think my lesson that I wanted to give everyone here is to just unionize your job. Because if you don't, you might get a
Lesson is
paid week and a half off. And
I'm
if
so scared she's gonna stop the recording.
she has like
She's on my computer. Pandy, come here, baby. Come
she wants
here.
us to play a
Do you wanna
song.
come
What do
on
you
a
want to play? Come on, chair.
Do you want to come up here? So Pandy's joining.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah, I know that was a really
you
weird.
unionized.
Yeah, I unionized. I'm like a big. That's the annoying thing. I'm the dangly earring gay who's standing in the
Who's
corner
like,
of the
fight
job.
the system.
Who's like, fight the system. We deserve to get paid more. And then, but I actually like to do something about it. And sometimes it results in me getting fired and unfired in a 12-hour
And
period.
Yes. I've had a little bit of a qualm with the public transportation system as of late
Mhm.
because I find that they love to stop the train while I'm on it and the doors don't open and now I'm stuck. And I go, hello, anybody? And have you been seeing the news? There's a lot of subway surfers lately. I didn't even know this was a real thing. But people like,
the game.
no, there's teens, hooligans, youths
Youth.
that are inspired by the app, the game, and they go on top of the trains. And there's been like 6 deaths
Oh
this
my
year.
God. You know what's so crazy is actually, oh my God, you know what is so crazy? Where I used to work near Dumbo, someone did that. A subway. Wow.
And they're young.
Young.
And they're like, and I saw an interview with the subway surfer and they're like, it's the only way I feel something. And I'm like, I guess if it's between like drugs and subway surfing, but how about neither, you know?
how about neither? First off, good for you for choosing how to feel something. Good for you.
I don't know.
If it
They're
just
dead.
kidding. I mean, why don't you download the mobile phone game and let's see.
Yeah,
maybe
right.
that
Maybe
might itch
play
it
video
for you.
games.
Maybe play a video game. But it like shut down the F. The F was down.
Yeah,
and,
you
it
can't do
you
that.
can't do that.
You can't ride the fucking train.
Anyways, subscribe to Julia's Patreon and we will post a video of us subway surfing on the G.
Oh my God, you couldn't pay me $1 million, all the money in the world to get on top of a fucking New York City subway.
What if we invented more money in the world and then
Maybe
gave it to you?
Bitcoin.
Okay, cool. I found it. Found how much.
The theme of today's episode is actually not public transportation, but it is something far more sinister.
Something actually quite on topic. that we're talking-
Actually, yeah, great segue.
Do you want to say it together on 3?
1, 2, 3.
Death.
Happy Halloweener.
Happy Halloween.
Oh, sorry.
That
Did you
was
want a little
awesome.
4-5?
No, I just it was amazing.
Death. How do you feel about death? What are your feelings?
Death. Oh my gosh. I said it kind of
Death.
jokingly when you're like, let's talk about something. But genuinely, I do think about it all the time.
Are you a religious person?
No.
Okay.
Sorry. Are you?
Not really. I went to Catholic school.
I went to Catholic school too.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it does one of two things.
It does one of two
It
things.
beats the religion out of you.
Or it really gets
Or
you
it really
in.
gets it. I like to think I'm in the middle.
Yeah.
Because I'm not particularly religious, but I did really love my high school, and I loved like we would do like a lot of things for charity, and that's always nice. You don't need to be religious to like help people. That's
Yeah.
nice.
I think I have a roommate who is a cool musician in New York, and at Farrah Hannah, And she recently, and like within the last 2 or 3 years, like left her faith.
Oh, wow.
In a pretty dramatic way. So we often have a lot of conversations about that, and I don't know, being a gay boy in Florida.
You know what? That's valid.
Yeah, I was like, I
That's
see
so
it.
valid.
I see it.
I see you. I hear you.
I see
stand
you.
with you.
I had
but
a clear
don't.
moment, and I think Jabuki Young White has made this joke before, but like it genuinely was a moment for me. I was in Catholic church, looking down, looking up, looking at the statue of Jesus, being like, that man is fine. Like that is a whipped man.
I'll worship him.
Yeah, I'll worship. I was like, done.
I'll get on my knees.
I'll get on my knees for Jesus. Sorry. Actually, the one time I ever
That's
got
crazy.
banned, the first time I got banned on TikTok for a while was because I said the words, Jesus is a bottom.
Oh my God.
And
you can't.
I know. I said it. It was like so, you know, when you're like so deep in a joke that you forget that there like are actual.
People probably got real butthurt about that.
No, people were loving
That's so
it.
interesting though, because I think Jesus is top.
Really? Let's get into it. Well, first off, turning water into wine is inherently one of the gayest things you can do.
That's very
and
true.
I don't think a man who's
Well,
like,
I
I'm
guess it's
gonna be
good that
on-
he didn't turn that water into like a spicy marg. Or an espresso
a
martini.
spicy martini. Oh my, Jesus would not be a bottom then. However, if Jesus turned water into like whey protein, that would be a top.
Or
But
PBR.
PBR hard coffee, that's a top. But he didn't do those things. So
You're
I just
right.
take the facts that I have and I roll with them.
You're right.
So,
And he wears a lot of gowns. Ball gowns. I'm gonna get someone's gonna unfollow me for this.
Someone's gonna unfollow, and it's gonna be me actually.
It's gonna be you.
I mean, yeah.
Well, the reason I asked about religion is because I wanted to know, what do you think happens when you die? Death.
So I try not to think about it too much.
Sure.
Because I have really bad OCD, so sometimes I can hyperfixate on something like crazy. But I've just kind of made peace with the idea that like if you're good things will happen. Karma. And if I die and nothing happens, but I lived a life knowing I was good, slay. But if I die and I can get reincarnated as something, and then like what a beautiful routine. But
if you were to get reincarnated, do you think you'd come back as like a little roach?
Oh, if I was reincarnated, I would come back as like truly a dog. Even more, I would come back as like one of those like critter dogs. One of those dogs that's
Crusty?
like so ugly it's cute. That would be the dog.
A pug.
Hey.
A basset hound.
Like
Fucking ears
really,
dragging out
yeah. That would be just about. What about you?
I'd be reincarnated as a big fat walrus or manatee.
Wow.
And then I would just eat all the kelp, and I wouldn't even care about body image because I'm a manatee.
Because yes, okay, feminist manatee. I think so. You know how like I don't actually. The way karma or reincarnation works is like if you're good, you get like a good thing, and if you're bad, you get reincarnated as a bad
do you know
thing.
how it works? I mean, there's no way it's still like this, but like in the original teachings, it's like it's like bug, bird, whatever the hierarchy, and then it's woman, man. So like if you're a woman and you're really really
when
good,
you get reincarnated,
you'll
as
die
me.
and you'll come back as a man.
Oh my god, I hope you get reincarnated as me, Julia.
Me too.
You'd be so good at being me. You'd be
I
so
would,
good at
I'd
being
say.
me. I
would serve at that fine dining restaurant.
You would serve at a fine, and you would get so fired and then so unfired,
and then unfired, and then I'd make
and
that
you would say
money.
You would say the best thing ever to Sarah Bareilles if you saw her. The best thing ever. I feel like if you were reincarnated, I don't know why. It might be the green. I feel like you would come back as like the best frog. Like
Why would you say that?
a frog? No, not a frog. It's like a frog. Like oh, gross. You come back as a frog with
Like the frog from Frog and Toad wearing a 3-piece suit.
yes.
Okay.
A frog that when you that frog has drip.
Wearing a Peaky Blinders hat.
Yes. That frog has drip. I know that frog listens to Boy Genius and like writes really good poetry.
That frog is in Boy Genius.
That
frog is Julian
is like,
Baker.
oh, okay. And then suddenly I'll stream. Yeah, I feel like that would be a good. I mean, if I was to be reincarnated as anything, I think best case scenario would be probably a cat.
Oh, sure.
Which I feel like
You're a
is a
cat
really-
person, I've found.
Yeah, I would say that's a really basic thing. But God, it's good to sleep and it's good to do nothing.
You're sure
And
right.
that's
They can reach their peens
yeah.
with
They
their
can
tongue.
Oh.
Autofully.
I've tried.
Every month he tries. He
I-
stretches. But it doesn't work.
I really stretch. I'm looking into surgery if anyone knows. What about getting your
cat reconstruction
Yeah,
surgery?
thinking about it. I mean, science can do anything now.
Right, you're right. No.
What do you think happens when we die?
I don't care.
That is a really great answer.
I don't care. Call me like surface level. I'm not dead, so why the fuck would I care?
That's not surface level. I would say that's
I do-
a very enlightened headspace.
I do like to think. Well, granted, I'm in a very privileged position where I have all of my grandparents and have had really no close family members die. So there's that. But I do like to think, like, if, you know, the people in my life who have died, I'm like, oh, well, they're watching over me. I don't know. I don't care.
Well, you know,
Sue me.
I don't care if dead people are watching me. Fucking sue me.
Sue me. They're watching me. They're watching me slay.
Work.
They're watching me work. Get that check.
Get the house down. Boots. Get the house down. Boots. I am so afraid of the idea of people, like, looking at me all the time, like ghosts and demons, that I choose that is not the fact.
Okay.
Growing
I
up in
see.
St. Augustine.
You don't want to be perceived.
No, I love being perceived. No, I don't.
By the ghostly, by the specters.
By someone I can't see. Like,
Sure,
I don't want a ghost looking at me being like,
voyeurism.
Exactly. I grew up in a town in Florida called St. Augustine.
Sure.
One of the most haunted places
Really?
in the world. Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Just because it's the first colony in the U.S. ever. Like the first place where people
That can't be
settled.
right.
That is true.
Jamestown.
No,
Roanoke.
no. Roanoke. Roanoke's not on the coast. It's the first. St. Augustine's like where the Spaniards like first came and were like, we are here.
Okay.
Wait, am I wrong? No, that's
I don't
the
think
lore.
that's right.
Am
The
I
first
allowed-
colony is 1000% Jamestown.
Am
Well,
I
it
allowed
was
to, like-
Roanoke, and then they disappeared.
Am I allowed to pull out my phone and like do research?
Please.
Like this? Okay. So.
But I do know St. Augustine is where Ponce de Leon thought he found the Fountain of Youth.
That is true. We do have the Fountain of Youth, and it is so small. City. It is the oldest city in the U.S.
What the fuck?
and it's known for its Spanish colonial architecture as well as the Atlantic Ocean beaches, like sandy. Anyways.
Oldest city in the U.S. Okay.
Yeah,
I
I'm so
stand
sorry.
corrected,
I
I
did
guess.
not mean. First off, I always believe women.
I
always-
totally thought the first place would be like a New England.
I think it might be like. Well, I know it was down. I know it was like down in the country.
Okay.
Oh my God, I have a degree, I swear. But I know it's like in the south of the country. So like what I've always been told was Jamestown is not on the coast though.
Virginia. Yeah.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Ooh, sorry, I'm really trying.
Never mind. Death.
But
They're all dead.
Death. And there were so many ghost tours. Ghost tours happened every night. There was at least 5 ghost tours. There was black trolley trains that you would see every night.
Ghost tours.
Ghost tours.
Have you been? You've been on them?
I've been on every single ghost tour
Okay.
in Augustine several times. Only because they are, if you and the girls are like, we have nothing to do for a night, it is like a $15
affordable,
ticket.
yeah.
You hop on a trolley and like the tour guide will see you like whipping out a Twisted Tea and be like,
And what?
please don't do that.
Oh.
But you
Okay.
obviously you're not going to be like, you know, you'll sneak it or something. You'll sneak up the Twisted Tea or, you know, you'll like a little ghost.
Did you in Florida? Off topic a little bit. Did you have haunted hay rides? That's a New England
I
thing.
had one haunted hayride that was actually, so I grew up in, here's my lineage, right?
Sure. Yeah. No. Please.
I grew up in Charleston, South Carolina for 10 years.
Oh shit. Okay.
Then I went, which is another like historically
Yes,
haunted
yes,
and
yes.
historic place. Then moved to St. Augustine, was there until 21, then moved to New York.
Okay.
And loved every second of it.
Yeah.
But Charleston was the first time I ever went on a haunted hayride. It was the one time I've ever been on one. And my friend Andrew Whitaker or something, I can't remember his name, Andrew something, broke his left arm. Like, yeah, on it by like falling, like super
Are
safe
you
reason.
serious?
So it was my last hayride ever.
Okay.
My last hayride literally ever.
Cause death.
Because death fucking came for me. Can I ask you again?
Please.
Take me, like, when you think of death, where does it take you?
This is so funny. Are you hosting this podcast?
I'm sorry. I
No,
don't.
no,
Sorry.
no,
I want to
that's
make it one
fine,
of those
that's a
things.
joke,
I want to
that's
make
a
it those
joke,
things
that's
where,
a
like,
joke, that's a
anytime it seems like conversation might die, I'm like, I want to make sure it
That
goes.
was such a
I don't
want
wanna
to prank
disappoint
from
you
me.
is what's
What did you
happening.
ask me?
I can't remember.
Okay.
I'll let you. I just really want you to like me. Anyway, sorry, keep going.
Oh my God.
Kidding, I'm
Relax, queen. No, I'm actually gonna ask you something. I
Please.
don't know what you just asked me, so I'm gonna ask you something.
Good.
What's your ideal? How would you prefer to die?
Oh my God, you are so much better at this than I am. How would I prefer to die? It's probably something incredibly chaotic.
Sure.
something-
I think I'm similar.
Yeah, I think there's a really beautiful sentiment to, I remember there's this Tumblr post that like went viral on TikTok where people are like, I want death to feel like falling asleep at a house party, and it's like we're like you can hear your friends laughing, and they slowly get quieter. No, I want.
Do you want to feel fear?
I want a shark. I want a backflip. I don't want it to be bungee jumping because that's kind of like I'll just be another statistic. I would love to be like the first.
Oh,
the first person to die from wearing a headset for too long, or first person to die subway skiing. You know, I don't know.
Good.
On 2 trains at one time.
Yeah, no,
that
set
kind
a
of
break a
vibe.
record if you're gonna die.
If I'm gonna die, I'm gonna break a record.
I love that.
Doing it. How about you?
Well, I'll tell you how I don't want to die, and it's I don't want to be stuck somewhere. I see things on TikTok about these people who like get stuck in caves, or I saw one about this man who was a grocery store worker, and on his lunch break he was like eating lunch in the loft above the grocery store, and he fell behind a fridge and he died, and they didn't find him for years, and then they were like redoing the grocery store and they find him behind the fridge of the grocery store. Let me tell you how I don't want to die. It's in the fridge of a grocery store.
In the fridge of a grocery
Peace
store.
and love.
I will say, at least, do you think he was the first person to die because of that?
I mean, he made the news.
So it's a win and a win. It's a give and take. It's a give and take. It's a give and take.
I would love to die. Well, my philosophy is like if I die in some freak like bear attack or shark attack, or maybe that's the way I was meant to go.
Really?
Yeah.
Would you
Like I wouldn't. I would. I guess I'd fight it for like I wouldn't like just
The
be like
thrill of
take
it all.
me.
Mhm.
But I like if I if I die from a risk I took, that's the way it was meant to be. Jesus knows.
Jesus knows. Yeah.
That bottom, he knows.
That bottom, no, that first bottom, I think I'll give him enough credit
Like
for.
I'm not gonna not swim in the ocean because I might get eaten by a shark. I'm gonna swim in the ocean, and if I get eaten by a shark, that was what was written for me.
Here's the thing. Let me give you an idea. Julia, you have a beautiful voice, right?
Sure.
Sure. So you are
I
in the
like to
woods.
think so.
You're in the woods. You're hiking. You're by yourself. You're having a beautiful, beautiful trip.
Okay.
And a bear attacks you. And you could lay down and accept it. You decide to fight back. You make it out alive, however the fuck you do.
Okay.
And then you come back to New York City. You sit down on a keyboard, at a guitar, and you write the first musical about a girl who survived a bear fight. And you sweep the Tonys. It gets a
I love that.
You begin to
scenario.
EGOT. I think
EGOT.
you begin to you sweep the Tonys. It will be best musical. You will get best performance, obviously.
Right. Lin-Manuel Miranda bows to me.
Bows to you. He'd be like, I really love the way you. the book. Be like, the bear goes grrr. But you said I'm her.
That was so good.
No, I'm just saying.
He writes.
He
Lin.
writes, I'm a writer.
Writer.
But, I'm a writer. I'm a writer. Just saying. But then I do think the cast album will be nominated for Grammy. I don't think you guys will win.
That's okay.
I think you'll get a Lifetime movie. It will get like a
Dateline.
weird Oscar nom, but it really, really kill. Limited series HBO like 10 years later. That will sweep the Emmys. And it might like bring up a revival of the. If you want me to start writing this like as a 20-year plan, I got it.
Well, the step 1 in that 20-year plan is I need to find myself a bear. I need to cover myself in like.
Girl, do I
meat.
have the apps for you? Do I have the apps to find a bear? No. What?
I walked right into that one.
No,
that's my fault.
That's okay. But I do think if that's something you want to set up, we can talk off the pod about setting up a bear fight with you.
Well, it would be really hot and cool if this scenario is exactly how you described it, but like I had a lifelong injury from the bear attack, like I'm missing like a couple fingers.
Soul Surfer. Oh, sorry, that was crazy. Sorry.
Are you okay? Did you just jizz?
My brain was like, "What's that movie with the girl who got
Soul
bit by-"
Surfer.
And anyways, my brain was like, "Say the movie," and that was how it came out. Soul Surfer. Soul Surfer.
Yeah,
Sorry.
no, I mean, let's look at her. Like, peace and love to her. She's a very talented surfer, but like, she lost that arm, and she made a career out of it.
I know.
Career.
And everyone, she could have just been like, "You cost you an arm and a leg to get this job," but she was like, "No, I'm gonna go much further with it. It cost me an arm, a movie deal. It cost me like good for the shark. I hope this shark got paid.
No, the shark got dead. They killed it.
They killed a shark.
Mm-hmm. They found the shark that killed her. Or I mean, whoa, she's fine. They found the shark that had her arm.
And they didn't pay her. I would have been like, "Hey, shark, I know our history is toxic.
No,
but you did it for me, and I'll do it for you."
that's a whole scene in the movie. They have it strung up, and Dennis Quaid like comes up and he's like, "Fuck you, shark, for eating my daughter's arm."
Dennis fucking Quaid.
Dennis Quaid. I'd smash.
So I would smash.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would smash. I would smash the Grim
Would
Reaper.
you smash? Okay.
She is smashed.
Well, I don't know her sexual orientation.
I
She
gave her
is
some
smashed.
Loco, and she is.
Yeah, look at her. She's
Look at
zooted.
her.
I'm like, my legs are kind of giving out from her little weight.
From her
Not
little
to
weight.
fat shame her.
No, you're beautiful.
She's so beautiful.
No matter what she says.
I know. I'm a hater first.
For local kind, bring you down.
A writer.
A writer. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Death. Death becomes her.
Death becomes her.
Have you ever had a near-death experience?
Whoa. I think so. Yes. Well, yes.
Do
But
tell, or is it traumatic?
no, it's not traumatic. The one near-death experience that is like a really weird story to tell is that I used to work every summer in Southwest Harbor, Maine. Like, I grew up in Florida. One of my good friends and I would road
Maine is
trip up to Maine.
beautiful.
Maine is unfucking real.
Beautiful. It's my dream.
Yeah, it is. It is the best ever, times a million, and then times more.
Right.
And I was there. So we were working in a restaurant. There's this thing called the Flamingo Festival, where allegedly the person who invented the lawn flamingo is from Southwest Harbor, Maine.
What a weird thing.
I know.
That's so funny.
And there's actually, the craziest part is that there's really no proof that is true.
No one has ever been able to prove it.
Exactly. Everyone just kind of ran with it. And so
Okay.
it's like
I love that.
so many years running. Did a Flamingo Festival. I was working out my restaurant's parade float. We were wearing it also happens, I think it falls in June, so it's a semi-pride thing too. It's fun. Every small business in the area has a float.
Flamingo.
I was on a float. Very to all of my Vanderpump Rules fans out there, very Vanderpump Rules Pride float episodes. What did I say?
I'm hoping you had a near-death parade float accident.
Oh, I had a near-death parade float accident.
I knew it. I felt
where we were on it. We were having a good old time. We survived. Also, obviously, the culture of Southwest Harbor in general is drinking. Hey, sorry. It's you're working and you're drinking. So
Love it.
we were having a good old time. I was 22 on the float, having the best time of my life. We finished. It was the first time the restaurant had done a float in 5 years. So we were really, really celebrating.
Nice.
I put my foot up on the railing of the cart that we were on, wagon that we were on.
Sure.
And I guess the guy who was driving was also wanting to celebrate, so he sped up as a bit, and so he sped up
For the plot.
for the plot.
Yeah.
I fell over and I was holding on upside down like this with my back hitting the street. He had no idea I was hanging.
Why
He
couldn't
was
you let
still
go?
going fast
Would you have been run
because
over?
there were 3 sets of double wheels that would
Okay.
have run
Okay.
me over if I dropped. 2 people were.
So it wasn't necessarily a near-death experience. It was you looking death in the eye.
If I let go,
If you
or if
let
I
go,
wasn't,
you would have died.
I was being supported by 2 people who quickly grabbed me.
Oh,
And if
good.
they weren't grabbing me, I would have fallen, and those tires would have crushed me, and I would have died.
Totally a near-death
It was
experience.
crazy. And
Death by
I
parade float. Talk about you'd make the news.
I know.
Maybe that's the way you should have gone.
The first gay to die at a Flamingo Fest, and I remember
Actually, maybe not the first. I feel like that's probably
the first. Am I the first gay
the
person?
third
to
gay
die
to die at the
ever?
Flamingo Festival.
What, the third? If I saw some top 3, I
Right,
celebrate
no,
that.
right.
So, have you had a near-death experience?
Not really. I did. The first thing that came to mind, which is so funny, this is not a near-death experience, but when I was a kid, I was helping my dad chop wood in the backyard.
Okay.
And I missed the wood, and the axe came, I swung the axe, and it came so close to just, I literally almost just, fucking axed myself. I don't think I would have died, though. I think I would have just, chopped off a leg.
That's near death to me. That is
No.
if you just wiggled your head a little bit, you could,
It was I don't know how to describe it. Imagine, it would have hit me, probably right in the, femoral artery, and then I would have just bled out.
Anatomy.
Oh my God, my mom was watching too, and she screamed. It was so rough.
One time, I have one Republican uncle, and he is real
Rapunkel.
Rapunkel. Oh, that's really good. Okay, taking that. She's a writer. A Rapunkel, and he used to take us out to shoot guns every.
Oh sure, I've shot a gun.
Obviously, have you shot a gun?
A couple.
I've also shot.
I live
couple.
a little bit in white trash.
Okay, wait. We need to talk.
Okay,
about
sorry.
that. No,
Didn't
we're gonna
mean to
get there.
interrupt.
No, we're gonna get there. But I remember shooting. We were at the shooting range shooting, and I was maybe 9 or 10, and I remember being like, "Why isn't my gun shooting?" So I did a stupid thing.
Dunce,
Dumb,
idiot.
dunce, idiot. I
Dim,
picked
daft,
up
and
the gun
dull.
and made look
Why is she isn't that going?
exactly like that. idiot. But I never couldn't be smart. So that happened. I remember my uncle was like, what the fuck? And he never let me shoot a gun again.
I don't blame
every
him.
year following, my brothers would go out to shoot the guns.
And you weren't allowed because you went, my musket isn't firing.
But there's something not working, pal. Something not working. But here's the thing.
How am I supposed to shoot dinner?
I don't want to shoot guns. That's not my thing.
Yeah.
Like, look at me. I almost fell off a gay pride parade and got crushed.
Yeah, you can't have a gun.
I can't have a gun. I have a dangly earring. I can't have a gun.
I live in a suburb, but very close to me is like a very rural area. And my uncle, who I have no idea his political affiliation, I think he just exists.
Obsessed.
Lives in this very rural area, and he was getting rid of an old couch, and he was like, I'm getting rid of this couch, and my dad and a couple of the men in my family were like, let's shoot it up because we're throwing it out. And so they got like rifles and they fucking like blasted this couch, which is so weird.
Okay, to be quite honest, I kind of wish I had an invite.
Yeah, no, right.
Okay.
Couch shooting party? That's
Like,
that's so fun. That's
that
crazy.
Sounds amazing.
I was probably like, I was a little kid and I was handed a rifle and I shot it.
Did you hit?
The couch, of course.
I'm
a great shot.
Can I say something? Okay, first off, let's talk about, speaking of death, talking about like who would be in horror movies. You'd be the bitch who's like shockingly good with the gun. You'd be the one you'd be like the Katniss Everdeen, where it's like,
oh,
where do we be like,
that's
oh,
crazy that you think that.
I just,
like,
it's
good night, bitch. Snap a neck.
Yes. Who do you think you'd be in a horror movie? I'm sorry, I'm asking questions.
I love it.
Okay.
No, please. Who would I be in a horror movie? I mean, I have no will. I have no. If there was like a serial killer, this is a very like intuitive on my view on death. If a serial killer was chasing me in the woods, I'd be like, this is so much effort.
I think
just take me.
For someone who's like, Gen Z, we're always like, I'm just gonna kill myself.
Yeah.
I do feel like the adrenaline of it all. I'd be like, let me at least try and fight back.
I absolutely know that if I was genuinely in a situation, my adrenaline would kick in.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. You feel like one of those. You just feel. When's your birthday?
June 9th.
Cancer.
Gemini.
I
don't want any comments on that.
Okay.
I don't want to hear what you have to
I'm
say.
not gonna. I don't have any comments on it because I actually don't know astrology very well.
Okay.
Cool.
Every time I say I'm Gemini, they're like, that sucks.
Wait, what is? Wait, one of my best friends is a triple Gemini. Two-faced.
Yeah.
And
I what?
Disagree. And what?
And
Two-faced.
what about it?
And you got to be business. You got to be
two-faced.
party in the front. Wait. Business
Party in the front, party in the back. No, party in both places.
Party both fucking places. Party in the front, business in my pants.
Party in my pants.
Oh, that makes a lot more sense.
Party in my pants, and I ain't afraid to show it. Passion in my pants. Passion in my pants,
and I'm not afraid to show it. Show it. You are gonna win that fucking Grammy.
I know, EGOT. I know.
Actually, I take it back. I do think you're gonna win the Grammy for the musical. I'm sorry. I should have never doubted you. You're gonna win the Grammy too. You're gonna EGOT.
Death.
Death.
And death.
And death. I think.
What are your overall? What is your message? Like these are your parting thoughts on death.
Unfortunately, I know like the point of this is not get introspective, and I won't.
No, please.
But like literally, my thing is just the only thing I could want to do is just be good. Just remember for being good.
Yes.
And that is because I think I used to when I was younger, and I like processed the idea that like, oh, I'm going to die. And when I wasn't religious, I was like, I'm gonna die, and it could possibly be like my curtain call, like the last moment I'm ever gonna be doing this bull.
Yeah.
That I was like, well,
and
I might as well be good. Like, might as well like at least.
I agree. I like that.
Yeah, just like leave and and if you're good enough to
that
people,
transcends religion. Just be a good person.
Yes.
I don't care who you fucking bow to.
I don't care either.
Just like hold the door open for the bitch behind you.
It's
not that
was
hard.
at Rockefeller Center and I held the door open for someone recently.
And they didn't say thank you and you kicked him in the balls.
Don't say thank you. It's no big deal. The Queen language barriers. But she like looked weird at me as if I was like, because there is that kind of second wave of, I don't know if maybe I'm using these words poorly, but like a new wave of feminism where it's like, I don't need a man, which is so true. Yes. And I sometimes, if I hold the door open for a woman in particular, I don't want them to be like, does he think I'm not? I was just being sweet, and for her to give me a weird face, I was like, okay.
No, you can hold the door open. That's just a nice thing. You would do that for a man too.
She gave me like an actively, and I'm not, I guess I am sensitive, but she gave me and how dare you? How dare you? Excuse me, miss. walk back here. Walk back here. You're gonna grab the door for yourself. Do you understand? Do you understand?
You'd
You're
hold
gonna
the door for a man, wouldn't you? You'd hold the door for anyone behind. Okay,
I wouldn't be
so-
stoked about it
Well-
because he could hold the door open. But
What if he was hot?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Sorry.
My ending thoughts on death is that it's inevitable. So, party hard, and do what makes you happy, and find people you like.
Drink a fucking Four Loko.
Oh my God, she doesn't want to comment.
That
She
was
hasn't moved the whole time, and that really offended her. What the fuck?
Okay.
Dude, you got her worked up.
Okay, I'm kind
She's
of.
literally right in front of my face.
She. Oh, do you want to do the outro? Is that what this is?
Yeah. She's so little, like. Vin, tell the people where they can find you, and what you have coming up.
So oh gosh. All right. So you can find me on Instagram at VINNIE Vinny_draw. You can find me on X or on Twitter at VWord98. TikTok on VWord98. I do comedy in New York City. I'm always say this, but I am working on my hour. It exists. I promise. Stay tuned. And I believe you might. Julia, pay attention. You might.
Sorry.
No. Sorry, no. I was talking to editing Julia. You might have to pay attention. You might have to cut this part out because it's not announced yet. I thought it's a big deal. But I'm opening for Sarah Coffey at her hour show at the end of November at Union Hall. I'm opening for my comedy partner Sarah Coffey, and that might not be true, but who cares? Anyways, like who knows?
Just
like,
follow him on Instagram, and you'll get updates on if that's true or not.
You'll get the fucking updates. You'll get the updates. Anyways.
Thank you so much for joining me today. This was a joy. We took a depressing ass fucking topic, and I like to think that we slayed.
Do you want to sing a song about death as our outro?
Yeah. Do you know the song in Little Women when Beth dies?
No, but I know.
Okay.
But I know 17 and from the Heathers.
Can't we be
17 if we still got the right? So what's it gonna be?
I wanna be with you.
I wanna be with you. I wanna be with you tonight.
It's the Pesto Pod, the Pesto Pod, the Pesto Pod.